In this verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is giving a very broader principle of connection between memory or knowledge to our desires. Kamaistair hrita jnana. Jnana, in a broader sense, it refers to memory, it refers to knowledge, it refers to intelligence. Hrita jnana. This memory or knowledge or intelligence will be lost. Hrita. You heard this name, apahrita, apaharan. Hrita means taking away or lost or getting kidnapped. This is hrita. Hrita jnana. Jnana will be lost. Memory will be gone or eclipsed, covered. This is all the meaning of hrita. Because of what? Kamaha. Because of desires, lust. Because of various desires, our knowledge will be covered or our memory will be lost. Knowledge, memory, they're all interlinked, interconnected. So in this connection, we will understand why we don't remember our previous lives. Why don't we remember anything about our previous lives? This is a intriguing question that people have in their mind. One of the reasons why they find it difficult to accept this concept of reincarnation or punarjanma is that they say that I don't remember anything. So I don't remember anything about my past life or previous life. So it is very difficult to accept that I was existing before this birth or I had a life before this life. So a very straightforward answer why we don't remember our previous life is kamastaister hritagnyana. Our memory is eclipsed, our memory will be covered, our memory will be lost because of our own desire. So now we need to understand what is the purpose of memory. What is the function of memory? It's a very interesting thing to know. What does memory do in our existence? Memory is connected to feelings, emotions, and experience. This is the function of memory. Without memory, we will not be able to experience feelings, emotions, and have any experience. For example, if I do not have a memory, who is my mother? If I am not able to remember who is my mother, then what happens? I will not have feelings and emotions of my mother. I am having these feelings, so much of emotion, because I remember or I have a knowledge that this is my mother. Our mother has so much feelings and emotions for her child because she remembers that this is my child, or she has the knowledge that this is my child. Sometimes we generally talk to people like this. Oh, have you forgotten me? You didn't remember me, or you didn't call me for this event, or you went out for a party and you were enjoying. Did you not remember me? Means the memory has got connection to our feelings and emotion. Did you not have feelings for me that I should also invite this person? So memories are connected to feelings, emotions, and experience. If I want to have an experience of a relationship with my mother, the most important thing is memory. This is the purpose of memory. Memory is not some physical part of our body. It is not that, like a hands and legs or tongue, there is some physical part in my body. No. It is beyond physical part. It is connected to certain physical part. Like feelings and emotions, they have connected to a physical part called heart. Like you hear a very sad news or a happy news, you will get heart attack. Or sometimes when you see good things, your heart will melt. Tears will come out. So they are interconnected. So memory is not really a physical part because it is part of some higher principle. It is part of mind. It is part of intelligence. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankaramiti yam bhinna prakriti ashtada. So Krishna says that our body is made up of 8 elements. So the memory will be lost. The memory will be covered because of our desire. As per your desire, either memory will be active or memory will become inactive. So why don't I remember my previous life? That means then I need to understand what kind of desires I have got from my previous life. Based on that, we can answer this question. Now, it is not that nobody remembers their previous life. There are innumerable examples in the present day and from the scripture that people who remember their past lives. But that is not the common principle. Commonly, we may not remember our previous lives, but it is not an impossible thing to remember our previous life, right? Like commonly, we all don't remember exactly 5 years back, 10 years back what I was doing on the same day. What to speak of previous janma, even in this life itself we don't remember. But some people who have extraordinary memory might remember. That's an exception. So let us see some examples from the Shastra. One example that we see in Ramayana is the example of a demon called Kabandha. Kabandha Bahu Chedakaram. So we see this in the Nama Ramayana, that how Lord Ram encounters a demon called Kabandha, and how Ram delivers this demon. And this demon has this story of remembering his previous life. So when Lord Ram and Lakshman, when they were passing through the jungle, this is in the Aranya Kanda, after Ravan has kidnapped Mother Sita. So the Sita has been kidnapped, and Ram and Lakshman, they are in search of Sita. They are traveling, they are passing through the jungle, searching for Sita, and they come across this horrible, terrifying, extremely ugly demon called Kabandha. He was so weird and he was so differently looking that his head, leg, nothing is there. There is only a torso, the body without legs, without head and all. Head is merged with the torso. No legs. And it is simply sitting in one place. But strangely long hands. So long that each hand extended up to 1 yojana length. 1 yojana means 8 miles. The demon was able to stretch his hands up to 8 miles. And Ram and Lakshman, they are seeing this demon is catching elephant, is catching lion, and he's just putting into his mouth. And anything that he's able to catch, is putting in its mouth and is swallowing. So Ram and Lakshman, they decided to avoid this demon and just pass through the jungle. And then actually the demon catches Ram and Lakshman. With his right hand, the demon Kabandha catches Ram. With his left hand, he catches Lakshman. And now he wants to eat them. He wants to swallow them. And then Ram tells Lakshman that, we should relieve ourselves from this demon. Let us cut off his hands. It's a full detailed discussion. We are making it the long story cut short. And then a demon becomes very angry. Hearing this, how dare these two people are thinking of cutting my hands? I will immediately swallow them and finish their story. So the demon, from both the hands, he wants to put Ram and Lakshman into his mouth. So while he is bringing Ram and Lakshman to put them into his mouth, Ram and Lakshman, with their sword in the hand, cut off those powerful, the long hands of Kabandha. And Kabandha starts crying so loudly with great pain. He is feeling so painful that both of his hands are cut off now. And he fell and he's crying loudly. And he's asking, who are you people? Who are you? I have never come across so powerful, strong people like you. How did you cut off my hands? And then Lakshman introduces. He says that he is Lord Ram, the son of Maharaj Dasharath. He is the descendants of Ikshvaku dynasty. I am his servant, brother Lakshman. The moment Kabandha hears that here is Ram and Lakshman, he was crying in great pain, right? Because his hands were cut off. And now suddenly he becomes filled with happiness and joy. You are Ram. You are Lakshman. I have been waiting for both of you since ages. Since thousands and thousands of years, I have been waiting for both of you. Now, he completely forgot his pain of his hands being severed, being cut off. And he's filled with joy. I have been waiting. Oh, you are there. Then Lakshman feels very strange. You are waiting for us? How did you know that we will come? Who are you? And then Kabandha introduces who he is. He tells his story from his previous life. So we see here how Kabandha is able to remember his previous life. And let us find out why he was able to remember his previous life. Why we are not able to remember our previous life. Kabandha, in his previous life, he was a Gandharva called Vishwavasu. He was a Gandharva and he was servant of Lord Indra. And Gandharvas have some two special features. One is that they have an extraordinary voice. They can sing. They're very good at music by birth. Like by birth, the birds can fly in the sky. We will not be able to fly. That's the ability which is part of the bird's body. That is natural in their body. Like that Gandharva body, naturally they're capable of singing and playing musical instruments in an extraordinary way. That's like natural capacity. But one more speciality they have. Gandharvas, one more speciality of the bodies, they're very, very beautiful. They're exquisitely beautiful. Anybody who looks handsome and beautiful, they in Vedic language, they're called Gandharva. You like a Gandharva, they say. So this Vishwavasu Gandharva, first of all, is a Gandharva, so you're beautiful. But among the Gandharvas, he was extraordinarily beautiful. Right? See, it's not just, I'm Gandharva, I'm beautiful. No, among Gandharvas, he was even more beautiful. He was so beautiful that every devatas used to discuss about his beauty. Oh, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. Wherever he goes, everybody talks about this Vishwavasu, Gandharva's beauty. And even Surya is speaking about the beauty. Chandra is speaking about the beauty. What is this Surya Chandra speaking? Because Surya and Chandra, they have extraordinary beautiful body. Because, sun has a very glowing body, moon has very glowing body. They are very attractive. Everybody likes sun and moon. They have such a beautiful body. Even they were speaking of his beauty. So Vishwavasu became extremely obsessed with his beauty, and that resulted a pride in his consciousness. Now he became ahankari. It developed arrogance that I am so beautiful, and beauty became everything in his life. What did he do because of this? He started insulting, bullying, harassing, taunting people who are not beautiful. This is what he was doing. He would go to people and he will make comments on them. He will criticize them. Oh, you're not looking beautiful at all. Oh, what is this? Oh, look at your face. Look at your nose. Look at your dress. Look at your hairstyle. So he will criticize them. He will taunt them. He will bully them. He will call them by ill names. So this is what he was doing. He will go on searching people who are not beautiful according to his calculation, and he will bully them, belittle them. So once what happened, especially he was targeting community of the sages. So according to this Gandharva Vishwavasu, he was thinking these sages, the rishis, are the most ugliest people. They have no interest in keeping their body beautiful. What is this? Their hairstyle. They are not combing their hair. Nowadays sometimes you see some people, they spend lot of time taking care of their hair. Instagram, you will see videos, how to take care of your hair, what to apply your hair, how to keep silky hair like Korean, and all that you keep seeing. So this Vishwavasu, because he was so obsessed with his beauty, you think, who are the sages? They don't even comb their hair. Their hair has become matted, locked, jata. It has become a jata. They're not even cutting their hair. They're not even combing. They don't even apply oil. They don't even take care. Look at their face. They don't even shave. They're so ugly. They wear some kind of a dress. So disinterested interest. Is this the way to present oneself? So he would always target the community of the sages and go and belittle them. And so many sages would ignore, they would not take him seriously. So one day, this Gandharva Vishwavasu, he came to bully one sage called Sthula Shira. Sthula Shira means big head. So this sage called Sthula Shira, he had a head which is little bigger proportion to his body. So because of that, he was looking little odd. So he came and started making fun of him, making mock, belittle them. Oh, have you seen yourself? Do you know how you look like? You look so bad. You look so funny. Like this, he started taunting. We see this in our day-to-day life also. People how, when they have little beauty or education or power, position and money, they think that now I can ill-treat others. Now I can bully others. Now I can belittle others and harass them. Make them go through this one. It happens. Just because I am more older to you. My age is older to you. So I think I can harass you. Or my body is more powerful than your body. I think I can harass you. I can bully you. Or I look more beautiful than you. I can bully you. I can harass you. Or I have more money than you, or more educated than you. So this is a unacceptable behavior. It will be punished, such a behavior. So this Gandharva Vishwavasu was bullying and ill-treating this Sthula Shira. Sthula Shira didn't speak a word. He only spoke one sentence. You are so obsessed with your beauty. And these words came as though thunderbolt. And they struck this Gandharva Vishwavasu and said, you are insulting everyone else because of your beauty. Being beautiful is not a sin. It is not a problem to be beautiful. But because of that, ill-treating others is a problem. He said, you will get a body where you will be so ugly that you will be disgusted with your own body. This will be the result of your own behavior. You're behaving so badly. You're ill-treating others. You're making fun of others. Is this what one should do with what special quality they have got? We see in Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, what devotees do when they have something special with them. They use that to uplift others. When any special quality is with you, the devotees, they use that for uplifting others, not belittling others, not demeaning others, not putting somebody down others. I have more money, like I'm richer than you, I should use my wealth, uplifting others. I'm more educated than you, I should use my education to uplift others who are not capable of getting education like me. This is the purpose why God has given anything extra to us. So what? You are misusing it, you are ill-treating others. So Sthula Shira cursed Gandharva Vishwavasu that you will get a body and you will be so ugly that you will be disgusted with your own body. You will every day you feel like, oh God, because why will he feel? Not everybody will feel bad. He has a bad feeling about ugly bodies. So your same mentality will remain, but your body will change. See, this curse is you have to analyze what kind of a curse it is. What is his mentality? He dislikes ugly bodies. So you will get an ugly body, but your Gandharva mentality will still remain. What is that? Oh, I like beauty. But you will not have a beautiful body. And then you will suffer. Then you will understand what is the meaning of suffering. So he was cursed. And then immediately this Gandharva Vishwavasu realized his mistake. Oh, I did a mistake. It's my mistake. And he fell at the feet of Sthula Shira and begged forgiveness. Please tell me how I will be relieved from this punishment. I realized my mistake. I've realized my mistake. Please tell me. See, realizing mistake is not equal to free from consequences. You can murder somebody and plead guilty. I plead guilty, I'm sorry, I did my mistake. That doesn't mean you're free from consequences. You have caused so much of unpleasant experience to so many people. That consequences you have to face, but you have realized your mistake. So there is a remedy for that. So then this Gandharva Vishwavasu, he pleaded guilty and he begged forgiveness and he asked, what is the remedy? Then the Sthula Shira said, when Ram and Lakshman, they burn that ugly body alive. When they burn you alive, then you'll be relieved from this curse. Till then, you have to suffer like this. Now, he realized his mistake. Now, because of that, Gandharva, now he's born. See, Gandharva is a body, just like we have a human body. There is a cat body, dog body, tree body. Gandharva is also one type of body, like bird body. So now, after that life, now he's born as a son to a Rakshasi called Trijata. Trijata was a Rakshasi who was with the mother Sita in the Ashokavan. So this Gandharva is now born as a son to this Trijata, and his name is Dhanu. That is his new name in the next life. And so most of the Rakshasas, their one of the engagement is they'll do tapasya. They're very hardworking people. And what they do tapasya and they ask some facilities from Brahma, because he is the manager of this world. So this Dhanu also did tapasya and he asked Lord Brahma that please bless me that I live a very long life and nobody should be able to kill me. This is the common desire of every Rakshasa. So then Brahma said, Tatastu, live for a long time, till somebody will burn you alive. Because Brahma is still keeping the previous curse intact. But he didn't tell that it is Ram Lakshman. He said, till you get burnt alive, nobody will be able to defeat you. And now this Dhanu Rakshasa became very arrogant. Oh, now nobody can defeat me. So then he himself picked up quarrel with Indra. I'll fight with you. I'll defeat you like that. So now Indra knows that I cannot kill him because Brahma has blessed him. So but what he did, Brahma with his Vajrayuda, he attacked his body in such a way that his whole body became one piece. His head entered inside his torso, legs entered inside his torso, hands went inside. It became like one bag of flesh. It became so ugly, so horrible, so terrifying. And then this Dhanu Rakshasa started crying. He said, I have no legs, I can't move. He is not dead because he was blessed. Now this Dhanu Rakshasa realized his mistake. I begged such a vara, such a boon from Brahma that I cannot die. Now in this way I have to live for a long time. So then he asked Indra, please kill me. Indra said, I cannot kill you because Brahmana Shapa is there for you. That Ram Lakshman only have to deliver you. So I cannot kill you. And he also taken a vara, boon from Lord Brahma that you live for a long time. And nobody will defeat you. So what to do? Then he said, please forgive me. On my own I attacked you. Then how will I survive? Then Indra said, I will take your hands out of this body. So your hands will be there. With that hands you can catch anything and you can eat. So this is the reason that in his entire body only 2 hands were out. You can visualize a demon. There is one body, there is no head, no other details. But only 2 hands are outside. So this is the previous life of this Kabandha or a Dhanu Rakshasa. And now he told all these things to Lakshman and said, I have been waiting for you and Lord Ram. Please, now that you both of you have come, you are the one who will deliver me. Please burn me alive and relieve me from this punishment of this body, of this Kabandha body like this. So in this story, of course, Ram and Lakshman, they dig a pit, a very deep pit, and they put they put this Kabandha, Dhanu Rakshasa into that pit, and they put so many dry wood and they burn him alive, and immediately a beautiful Gandharva body will come out, and that Gandharva body will tell Ram that because you helped me, I want to help you. From here, you go to Kishkinda, and there is a person called Sugriva. He will help you to find your wife Sita. So this is the story. But here we see that this Kabandha, he was able to remember his previous life. Who he was, what happened. See, he was able to remember. Now, let us take another example from Srimad Bhagavatam. The famous example is Bharat Maharaj. In the 5th canto we hear, he is a son of Rishabhadev, and he was the king of the whole planet. Because of him, this whole planet got the name Bharat Varsha. Bharat Bhumi, or Bharat, our country's name, because he ruled. So he had a wife called Panchajana, and from whom he had 5 sons, and he ruled for thousands of years. And later he renounced, and he wanted to come and pursue the goal of human life, going back to Godhead. So he was doing serious tapasya. But one day he came across a small, deer, and he developed attachment for the deer. So much so that he almost ignored his day-to-day spiritual duties, activities, and became absorbed and interested and busy in taking care of the deer. And one day when the deer went missing, he went searching, and at that time he had become so obsessed searching for the deer, he lost where I am, what I am doing, and he actually fell off from the cliff of a mountain. And then while dying, he was thinking of the deer. And because of the desire for the deer, in the next life, he became a deer. But in the deer life, he still remembered his previous life, Bharata. For what purpose he had come to forest. So what he did not mix with other deers. He did not waste the time by eating grass and all. He went and searched an ashram nearby and stayed near the sages who discuss Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the deer would sit and hear all that. Why? Because he was remembering the previous life. And in this way, the deer remembered that I should focus on what is goal of my life. And in this way, the deer, when it died, he knew that it is very important and he remembered. And because of which, in the third life, he appeared as Jada Bharata. So his parents and family members thought that he's a madman. He's an useless person because he wouldn't do anything. He would simply be like a madman and not show any interest in anything, not in education, not in job, nothing. So they thought he's an useless person. Actually, he remembered both the lives. In the previous life, he was a deer, and previous to previous, he was a great king of that planet. He knew, I should not waste my life. In this life, I should go back to Godhead. So that's a story. But here we see that how Bharat Maharaj was not able to remember just one, he was able to remember two lives. So he was able to remember. Now, another example from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. When Lord Sri Krishna was tied by Mother Yashoda to a wooden mortar, Damodar Leela, at that time Krishna, he scrawls and he pulls that wooden mortar in between the two trees, Arjuna trees in Gokul, and he pushes that. And he pushes so hard, even though he was a small baby, he's a supreme Lord, he pushes it so hard, the two tall trees, they break, making a huge sound. And from those two trees, the personalities come out. Nalakuvara and Manigriva. And they introduce themselves and they say that how in the previous life they were the sons of Kubera and their name is Nalakuvara and Manigriva. And once, because of their father, so rich, Kubera is very rich, he is the treasurer of the demigods. And so they are very well to do. And because of that opulence, they had developed arrogance. And they were playing with some woman in inappropriate way, naked in some water pond. And when Narada Muni was passing by, they didn't even bother to cover their body. They said, we don't care for this Narada Muni. So Narada Muni cursed both of them that because of this misbehavior, misusing your power and position, you are behaving like a dull-headed living entity. Who doesn't see how to behave in front of superiors requires sensitivity. And when you lose that sensitivity, you become dull-headed. So they say you deserve to be in the body of tree. Tree doesn't mind who are you. It is not in a position to understand anything. So you are also like that. You are not in a position to understand when saint is passing by. How should you conduct yourself? So you are not fit to be in this body. You fit to be in the tree body. So you beat. So even though they were born in the tree body, Narad Muni had blessed them. You will remember why you are in the tree body. You will every day be praying to Krishna. You will be watching Krishna's pastime. And one day Krishna will deliver you from the tree body. So let us take this three example from Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam. That Kabandha was able to remember his previous life. Bharat was able to remember two of his previous life. And Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they were able to remember their previous life. That they were sons of Kubera. And there are many examples. If you go to YouTube and type reincarnation, Punarjanma, even as recent as possible, there are examples from India, even from the Western world. So there are many examples. And there is one professor, HOD, in one of the university in West Virginia. He has compiled a book and in which he has documented thousands of cases. Yes, thousands of cases and who remembers their previous life. Why we don't remember? In general, why don't people remember? So the answer is your desire. What is your desire? Why Kabandha was able to remember? Why Bharat was able to remember? Why Nalakuvara and Manigriva were able to remember? Actually, they had a desire to get rid of that body. See, one very interesting thing that we need to learn is every body is given to us to fulfill our desire. Every body is given to fulfill our desire. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 8, 9, 10, Lord Sri Krishna very clearly mentions, Shariram yad avapnoti. Avapnoti means get. You get the sharira, you get this body. Shariram yad avapnoti yachapi utkramati ishvaraha. Utkramati means leaving, quitting. After quitting this body, Shariram yadavapnoti, you get a body, another body. Grihitvaitani, grihitva means accepting. You accept another sharira, another body. After leaving this body, samyati vayur gandhan ivashayat. Ashayat means flower. Just like vayu, the air, carries the fragrance from flower, like that, your mentality will be carried to the next body. The living entity in the material world carries his different conception of life from one body to another body. Now, I have a desire to enjoy in a particular way. So, when I leave this body, yogis have a capacity to leave their body at their will. But if you are not a yogi, then you have to leave the body as per the law of nature, whenever the death comes to the body. So when you leave your body, the soul will be taken to another body to fulfill your desires. Like, we buy a car based on my desire and how much I deserve. So I buy a Ferrari, I buy Alto based on what all I want to enjoy in that body. How much leg room I want, how much space I want, AC I want or AC I don't want, should be automatic window or it should be manual. So according to your desire, there are bodies. And each body is capable of fulfilling your desire. And now, next Krishna says, Shrotram chakshuhu sparshanam cha rasanam granam evacha. It's a very interesting shloka. Shrotram, our ears. Chakshuhu, eyes. Sparshanam, the ability to touch. Rasanam, rasana means the tongue. Granam, nose. Evacha, all these things. Adhisthaya manaschayam, including your mind, will be developed as per your desire. The new eyes, the new ears, the new nose, new tongue and new skin will be developed as per your desire. Just see this. Just like, you have to place an order. We want like this, like this, like this. They will, according to your order, they will assemble a particular vehicle and they'll give you. I want this kind of a color for the car, and in that car, this kind of a seat should be there. So they will assemble. So Krishna is saying, according to your desire, that kind of tongue will develop. For example, you have a desire to eat non-veg. Now, can I eat non-veg in any body? No, you require a particular tongue for that. To taste the mamsa or taste the flesh, to taste blood, you need one type of a tongue. Every tongue cannot give you satisfaction of eating. For example, your desire is to travel 1000 kilometers per hour. So the bicycle body cannot give you that satisfaction. It is not possible. In the body of the bicycle, you will never be able to fulfill your Desire to travel fast, like 500, 1000 kilometer. For that you have to sit in the body of a aeroplane. And then it will take you 1000 kilometer per hour. So Krishna is saying, your eyes, like for example, I want to catch and eat something even if it is very far away. Now look at the bird of eagle. That bird called eagle, it is in the sky, and scientists have discovered that 2 kilometers away in the sky can clearly see its target. Where is the snake? Where is something else? And there are some birds in the sky, they can see fish in the water, which we will not be able to see. They exactly come and hit their target. That eyes we don't have. They have a different eyes. And what about their ears? Like in the forest, some animals, they can hear the noise. They can hear the sound. So Krishna is saying, Shrotram chakshuhu sparshanam cha rasanam granam. Our 5 senses, basically 5 senses means the body. And adhishtaya manas, including your mind. Mind is a software. Your mind and your body will be developed according to the conception or the desire that you are carrying, the soul is carrying. So according to that, now you get a desire. Now, first of all, we need to understand every body is given to us to fulfill a particular desire. Now, memory is a subservient of this. Memory is subservient to this purpose. What is that purpose now? What is the main purpose? I want to enjoy a particular desire. Now, whatever is going to enhance that desire, that memory only will be active. Rest other details, rest of the other things will be inactive, become inactive. This is the reason why we don't remember our previous life. Sometimes people, when the bad incidents happen in their life, they say, I want to forget this. I want to forget this, what has happened in my life. So for that, some people, what they do, they drink alcohol or they take drugs. They say, if I don't do this, I remember all that. That memory haunts me. That because of that, I can't sleep at night. So some people, they drink alcohol to forget it. Remembering is always not good. Sometimes memory is good. Sometimes memory is not good. Sometimes memory can be punishment. Sometimes memory can be blessing. Memory has a particular purpose. As I said, memory can enhance your sukha. Memory can enhance your dukkha. Simply memory cannot be, used however we want. It has a particular purpose. So as I said, memory is a subservient of the purpose for which we have got this body. Now, if you have got a particular body, let's say you have got a body of a dog, and in the previous life you were a Brahmana, and now as a dog everybody is throwing stone at you, beating you, and you're living on the road, you don't even have a food. Now in the previous life you were a qualified Brahmana, not caste Brahmana, qualified Brahmana, where people were respecting you, people were glorifying you, people were on their own coming and giving you food. Now in the dog's body, everything is happening differently. Now, will I be able to enjoy my dog body if I keep remembering how I was treated earlier, how I was respected earlier, what all items I used to eat earlier in my previous life? It becomes suffering. It becomes suffering to be in the dog's body. I'll not be able to survive in the dog body. So that is why that memory will be inactive. So that now you can eat like a dog, fulfill the desires of a dog. You have a particular body. Just like when you're sitting in the flight. Now if you say, oh, please open the window, please open the door, I just want to jump out. No, the moment you sit inside one body, there will be certain limitations. When you sit inside now aeroplane, now the limitation is, now you cannot go out. Now that is a limitation. So now when you are in the dog, now you have to eat dog's food. Now you have to walk like a dog. Now you cannot speak. You cannot chant mantras like Brahmana. That requires a Brahmana body. Now you are in a dog's body. It is not possible. So now, but imagine that person had a desire to enjoy, like dog. So that memory will become a disturbance. Memory will become disturbance. Let's say I have a desire to love an ex-person. I want to love him. I want to be loyal to this person. That's my desire. So in this life, I'm born and either I'm married to this person or whatever. I have a relationship with this person. So now I want to love wholeheartedly with loyalty. But I keep remembering my previous Janma's life partner. So I cannot have now loyalty. What do you mean by loyalty? Loyalty means having dedication only to one person. So now if you keep remembering your previous life partner, it becomes a conflict. Now you cannot enjoy that experience of loyalty. So for that, you don't even remember who is your previous life partner. Only then, in this life, you will be able to experience loyalty to one person. So, the memory is a part of our fulfilling the desire. If the memory becomes active, then fulfilling your desire becomes disturbed. So, because of this reason, in general, unless until remembering the previous life itself is the purpose of this Janma, you don't remember. Like in all these cases, Jada Bharata or the Nalakuvaran Manigriva or this Kabandha Rakshasa, they were cursed and it was told to them that Ram Lakshman will come and deliver you. Till then you have to suffer. How Kabandha will suffer in ugly body unless until he knows that I am a beautiful person. The purpose of that body was to remember your previous life and suffer. I am such a beautiful person, but look at my body now. I am so ugly. Like many times people say, oh, once upon a time, I used to go in car. I used to be in this. Now today you see, I'm suffering. So suffering is possible only if you remember who you are in the previous life, no? Otherwise, you don't even suffer. Everybody who goes by walk, everybody who goes by public transportation is not suffering. Some people are okay with it. But if you keep remembering, no, I used to go by Mercedes Benz. Now I have to fight in the public transportation. Then that is a suffering. So the Sthula Shira's curse was, you will get such a body, you will be disgusted with your own body's ugliness. You'll have such kind of a body. So, and Gandharva had a memory of his previous life that his identity is still with Gandharva. But your present body is something which is not so good. Until you realize and repent for the mistake you have done. You learn the lesson that I cannot belittle, insult, demean people just because I am beautiful. And when you continuously keep repenting, so Ram Lakshman will come and deliver you. So likewise, every body that we have got to fulfill desire and to learn certain lesson in our life. So if it is favorable for fulfilling your desire, we remember. If it is not favorable for fulfilling our desire, we don't remember. If you keep remembering in the previous life, somebody murdered you, you cannot have normal life in this life. Like for example, many people, many times we hear this, a woman who is raped. She says, I can't live a normal life now. Every day I have to live with this trauma that somebody treated me like this. Somebody dealt with me like this. Somebody, made me go through this experience. So now the next life is affected life. The many children who have gone through child abuse, they'll have a distorted or a horrified future because that memory is disturbing them. So the memory either enhance sukha or it can enhance dukkha. So if, for example, in the previous life you were murdered and that memory continues to be there in your mind, who murdered, how you were murdered, you cannot have normal life. You cannot fulfill that, other desires because of which you have got this body now. You will not be able to do it. So that memory will not be able to remember. So simply we cannot bring this point that I don't remember my previous life, so I cannot accept that previous life exists. The memory is always connected for a particular purpose of enhancing our emotions and feelings called sukha and dukkha. That is not an independent evidence. Memory cannot be used as independent evidence. What is the evidence that I existed in the previous life? That in a different way you have to prove it, not through your memory. Memory, there are many times people fight. I don't remember. That doesn't change the fact. Memory doesn't change the truth. Sometimes I don't remember. Oh, but you see here is a photo, here is a video. Oh, okay, I may not remember, but because it is there here on photo, video, or maybe on paper I have signed, so I'll accept it. So there are different levels of evidence. Like that, Purva Janma, or previous life, the only evidence is not the memory. Memory is one of the evidences. But that is not the only evidence. There are many other evidences. So, kamastaistai hritagnyana. And in the purport, Prabhupada says that because of that kama, because of this desire, lusty desire, we have lost our memory of being with Krishna in Vaikuntha. Why don't we remember that I was in Vaikuntha with Krishna? Our memory is lost, covered, because you have a new desire. What is that desire? I want to enjoy without God. I want to enjoy independent of God. So that desire cannot be fulfilled if you remember Krishna, how you were with Krishna in Vaikuntha. That desire will get affected. So that is the reason we don't remember that I was in spiritual world, I was with Krishna. So like that I don't remember what was I doing in the previous life, because if you remember this life gets affected. But like in the case of Jada Bharat, he has to remember his previous life because his desire is what? His desire is moksha. He wants to get moksha. So because of that he is remembering, so that that desire of moksha becomes more serious. That is how he became very serious. Even though he was in the body of deer, he was remembering, in previous life I was a King Bharat and I was doing tapasya. So now I should be serious. Again in the Jada Bharat life he was remembering, I should be serious. Because his desire was, I want to go back to Godhead. I want to get liberation, moksha I want. So he was remembering.
So Jada Bharat, finally did he get moksha?
Yes, he got his moksha. No. He was a great devotee. He did devotional service, but he was not showing interest in the material activities. People thought he is useless because he is not showing any interest. Sometimes they think devotees are useless. They don't go to movie, they don't go and do any of these things. They say, what are you people doing? We are very active. Jada Bharat was also very active. But for outside world, he was inactive.
So
If you are not remembering your previous life, means that you have such kind of desires in this body, and if you remember those things, fulfilling those desires becomes disturbed. In this body, you have received this particular body to fulfill certain desires. Now, remembering your previous janma is going to affect those desires. Like I gave an example. The example is, I have a desire to love somebody and have a loyalty to this person. Now, if I remember who my previous life was, and who is, because remembering previous life means I'll remember my previous life partner and all this thing. Oh, here is my wife, here is my husband. And memory has always connection to feelings and emotions. So if I remember he is my husband, he is my wife, so you will have feelings for that person, and now you have feelings for this person also. Forget about previous life. For example, you happen to be in loving relationship with somebody, and now breakup happened. Now you have developed another relationship, and now this person will ask one question: do you still remember the previous person? Do you remember him? Do you keep remembering? If you say yes, he will say, thank you so much, I am not interested with you. Why? Because if you keep remembering, the memory is connected to feelings and emotion. They will keep bringing the feelings and emotion for that person. And you have feelings and emotion for that person. And you have feelings and emotion for me. And you will have conflict. You cannot have loyalty for me. So, the memory of previous life or a previous relationship can affect the present relationship. So God sitting in the heart, who controls our memory, matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto, sitting in the hridaya heart. He is controlling your memory because you have a desire. But now if you have a desire, Krishna, I want you. Krishna, I want to come back to you. Krishna will give the memories of your spiritual life.
Then why do these psychologists play so much? And they have this concept called healing.
Yeah.
And they get into past life regressions. And then they say, you will heal yourself once you go into the past life and ask for forgiveness there. So is this concept right or not?
It is a very one approach, not very effective approach. It doesn't work with everyone. For some people, it can aggravate the problem. For some people, it can help the problem. See, it is not an authorized way as per the Shastra. Simply, memory is there in your mind. No memory is lost. Any experience the jiva goes through, that experience is stored in the form of memory. That going and touching that experience either can aggravate something or it can relieve you something. Now you don't know. Law of nature has not given me that memory. Now if I go and activate that memory, it can aggravate or it can relieve you. So we cannot say exactly it is going to help everyone. Past life regression therapy is very sensitive. It can put somebody into more problem. So your question was that
Not having desire to get out of this body.
means you have certain desires because of which you are not remembering the previous life. If you remember that, these desires will get affected.
So now, if I want to remember my spiritual life and I enhance my journey to Krishna,
Yeah.
I have to intensify my desire
Yes.
to get out of this body.
Yeah. You have to intensify your desire to go back to Krishna and through those practices of bhakti practice. And when you do that, your memory will come back. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So the spiritual memory will come back. And that is why you are able to remember Krishna at the time of death. That memory of Krishna at the time of death comes because you have a desire to go back to Krishna. If you don't have desire to go back to Krishna, that memory will not be given. And what is Krishna saying in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Chetasa, your memory, your consciousness, your memory, maya veshita. Your memory is filled with me, about me. It's everything about me. It's about Krishna. Such a person, I will personally come and take you at the time of death. I will personally come. Aham samudharta. So, memory is a function of our desire. Always understand this. We have to be careful about our desire, because according to your desire, that kind of a memory gets activated. If you are a woman in the previous life, and in this life if you are a man, and now you have a memory of the previous life, so what kind of feeling will you have? Will you have a woman feeling, or will you have a man's feeling? Or you will have both the feeling, or will you have a conflicted feeling? It's very complicated. It's very complicated. Your life becomes complicated. Sometimes I've seen some people on YouTube, some transgenders, or sometimes they say, why God has put us into this situation? We are suffering. See this. They are saying that we are going through problem. We are suffering. Should I have a woman feeling, or should I have a man's feeling? So right now you are in a man's body, but you have a woman's desire. So, okay, in that case, they are not remembering the previous janma, but the feelings are coming. So, please don't think remembering, like whenever you remember a certain incident, they say, whenever I remember him, what feelings come? Feeling of anger, feeling of hatredness, feeling of some negative emotions come. Sometimes you remember somebody. You remember, that my grandmother, whenever I remember her, the tears of love come in my eyes. She used to love me so much. You are remembering positive emotions now. So, remembering a person, remembering an incident always brings feelings and emotions. So, remembering previous life is going to bring certain emotions that could be positive or negative. Now, you remember today, let's say you're sitting depressed and upset. Hey, what happened? No, I'm not able to forget what happened that day. See, your today is become upset because of your memory of past. What is this depression case? Depression is nothing but people are not able to come out of the past memories. That is pulling them down again and again. So people are doing everything to come out of it. So please don't think that memory, why should I not remember my previous life? God is managing it very well. If you unnecessarily, out of curiosity, tries to remember I'm very curious, I want to know what was my previous life. It can be fatal also. It can be fatal. Unless it is good for you, it is not given to you. Like in the case of Kabandha, it is given to him, the previous memory, so that he knows that Ram Lakshman will come, but he doesn't know who is Ram and Lakshman. He doesn't know where is Ram and Lakshman. He doesn't know when they will come. That detail he doesn't know. But he knows my Uddhara will be by Ram and Lakshman. When? No idea. Where are they? No idea. And in which location it will happen? No idea. But only one information is there. Ram and Lakshman will help me. And another information is, I was a Gandharva. When Lakshman asked him, who are you? Why are you like this? He told who he was. He's in a Kabandha Rakshasa body, but he's able to speak about his previous life. So, unless that is the purpose of that life, because Sthula Shira's curse was, you should remember your previous life, in that way you should suffer. So, you don't remember. Otherwise, you don't remember. So, we are not remembering because we have certain desires. That is, according to those desires, if you remember our previous life, we become disturbed. So better we don't remember. I gave example, if somebody betrays you in relationship, or somebody rapes you, or somebody attacks you, that memory will be traumatizing memory for people. And they do everything to forget that memory. Not that I have to remember like that. In fact, they change the place, they change the location. They say, if I stay in this location, these memories will haunt me, better let me go to another location. In fact, they change house, change location, they change your working company, change the people around them. Because your next life can't be normal with those memories. Likewise, our this life in this body can't be normal if we keep remembering our previous life. We cannot handle both.
So are we saying that whatever desires we've had, now that we've got, because we've got this body or whatever it is because of the desires that we had. So now forget whatever has happened. Now you have to go back to Lord Krishna and chant his.
So what is your new desire now? That is most important.
That is what I'm saying. So we have to desire this, that we have to
Yes.
go back to him and
If you desire that I want to go back to Krishna, then accordingly that kind of a body, that kind of a memory will come to us, which is suitable for being with Krishna.
you don't have to think of what has
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I gave an example, you have a desire to travel at the speed of 1,000 kilometers. Now you have to sit in the body of aeroplane, which will now enable you to travel at the 1,000 kilometers. So like that you have a desire to have love for Krishna. Then you will be put into such a body where you will have love for Krishna. You will have memory for Krishna. Now, why we don't have love for Krishna? I don't have any desire for Krishna. Why I don't remember anything for Krishna? I don't have any desire for Krishna. That's all. That is the only reason.
Prabhupada gives this external reason that when you take birth, the situation is so traumatic and that's why we lost our memory.
No, that is a memory of being in the womb. When the child is in the womb, it knows everything in the previous life, offers prayers to God, that the moment it comes out, Maya cuts you off from that memory because of your desire. Prabhupada explains that. Why Maya is able to take away your memory? Because you have a such desire. It is actually a facility for you, taking away memory. So we should know this because it's a very common doubt or a question that people have. Why I don't remember my past lives? Remembering past lives can be a curiosity, but it can be very fatal also. If I am not remembering, it means it is good for me. If I have to remember, if it was good for me to remember, I would be remembering it, either as a punishment or as a blessing. So memory is not directly under our control. According to Bhagavad Gita, it is under the control of Krishna. And Krishna facilitates you with that memory as per your desires and what you deserve. So we'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande.